This is the book of Revelation, chapter 12 and verse 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. All right, first and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash, and double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples to us younger brothers. And peace and blessing salutations to the hopeful like out there pushing his word in truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful like the believers, the listeners whom have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Okay, and what I want to get into today, just a quick news, update. All right, and this devil, he's pushing, okay, for people to rise up against, the government, so he can be justified in coming down in great wrath. And see, this devil knoweth, he have but a short time. He know time is not on his side, because he's losing, the narrative more and more by the day. Okay, and this system runs, okay, off deception. All right, and as the truth, has manifested, all right, through the believers beginning with the men, okay, set up to teach his word from the foundation of the world. Okay, this devil, can feel his grip, okay, on society, on the masses. It's slipping. Okay, so this devil knows he's at a short time, and the Lord, you best believe the Lord is showing this devil things. He's seeing things, in the heavens and the chariots. Okay, he's tapped in on the left hand side, so messages is coming through, so that this devil fully understands that time is not on his side. Okay, so we're going to see, drastic moves being made, to speed things up, for this devil, to try to enforce his new world order, to establish his new world order in which he thinks if he can pull this off, that he can bypass, prophecy and stay in power. Okay, and we're seeing this devil, do things, okay, in a new fashion. That old world that people are used to. Well, he's done with that. It's being dismantled right before our eyes. He needs a new world where he has more control. Okay, he needs to depopulate. He has all these agendas on the book, going forward. Okay, so this devil is getting ready to come down with this wrath, man. All right, now I want to go here. I got a couple videos. Okay, look at this devil. Okay, now this is the the Stephen Miller glitch, as they say. All right, and he said Trump has plenary authority. All right, we're gonna get that word. Okay, because this is what these devils want. Okay, so let's play this.
Thank you so much for joining us, by the way. You've called the district judge's ruling blocking the deployment of National Guard in Oregon legal insurrection. Does the administration still plan to abide by that ruling?
Well, the administration filed an appeal this morning with the Ninth Circuit. I would note the administration won an identical case in the Ninth Circuit just a few months ago with respect to the federalizing of the California National Guard. Under Title 10 of the U.S. Code, the president has plenary authority.
Stephen?
Yeah, so whatever that was, he supposedly, let the cat out the bag. All right, but we know these devils do things, to stir up, debate, confusion and distractions, and then they have this thing called the revelation of the method, where they let what they're on, and in their mind, all right, they're not guilty for what they do because they told you, okay. And now when you go into, okay, the word itself, plenary authority. All right, it says plenary authority means complete, full, or absolute power to act on a matter without needing approval or consent from anyone else. Okay, and this is where, all right, they're pushing this office of president. You know, the presidential office was supposed to be an office that had checks and balances. Okay, the power of the president. Okay, you had the other branches of government that would check, all right, and balance the power of the president. Okay, but what we're seeing, you know, due to, all right, the events, you know, that's going on, the federalizing of the police, the insurrection, the claim of, you know, crime, you know, is out of control. Okay, well now they're pushing the office of president to plenary authority, and who's gonna be the authority behind that office, man? The elites. Okay, so it's the elites that's pushing, okay, for Trump to have plenary authority. Okay, so they can fast track their new world order, man. Okay, so this is why they're tearing down these different government barriers. Okay, destroying the government from within. You know, slashing. You know what they call the Doge. You know, all these different things. Well, it's to push, okay, Trump into a position of plenary authority. Okay, it says plenary. All right, comes from the Latin word. Okay, plenus meaning full. So plenary authority, all right, equals full authority or unrestricted power to make decisions. Okay, unrestricted power to make decisions. Okay, and this is what this devil is pushing for, and for him to continue to get more, okay, plenary authority. Well, he needs events like these. Okay, let's go from there. I have this video. This from a brother out there in Chicago. The brother stayed in the spirit. 144. No, I think that's the brother out in Jersey. You know, I believe it's the elder brother Taza, if I'm not mistaken. You know, Salaki, if I, you know, am incorrect on that. But yeah. So what we're seeing, okay, this is out here in East Side Chicago, mainly Issachar. You know, and they're becoming hostile with ICE. Okay, and this is what, all right, these devils want. All right, they want this type of footage. They want this type of response from the people, so they can justify them, all right, bringing more, okay, troops. You see, because ultimately Trump wants to activate the Insurrection Act, which will give him access to more troops, okay, to more force, okay. So he needs, you know, footage and moments like this. Let's play this. Yeah, man. See, they need, you know, this type of reaction for Trump, to be justified, and they want this type of reaction in every city that they're going to, you know. This is the type of the reaction that they want, the response, okay? And this is going to justify this devil, okay? As it says in the title, the next move will bring in the appointed time, okay? Which is madmen sparing none. You see, you best believe the devil already has his next move locked and loaded, okay? How he wants to roll, okay? It ain't nothing that he's scrambling, trying to figure out. He already has it in place. He just need the justification for it, okay? So you go here. This is on Isaiah 10:1. It says, woe unto them, all right, that decree unrighteous decrees and their right grievousness which they have prescribed, okay? So these devils already have it prescribed, okay, in the books, what they want to do. Because this is nothing but the method of order out of chaos. So right now we're seeing the chaos, okay, being fabricated, okay, and created out of nothing, okay. And then he's going to use the reaction from the chaos to justify the solution, okay, that he already wanted to do anyway. You see, he already has his agenda before the chaos, but he has to go through that process of chaos, all right, action, solution, all right, chaos, reaction, and solution. Okay, and the solution was to play it from the whole time. Okay, so we're watching things get closer and closer. Okay, to civil unrest. Okay, to more government. Okay, authority. You know, you see more troops. You see more clashes. More violence. This is where everything is trending to. Okay, these are the times we in the beginning, of sorrows. Okay, so let's end it here, Revelation 13. Okay, and Revelation 13:11, and it says, "And I beheld another beast coming out of the earth." Okay, and he had two horns like a lamb. So this is America. All right, and this two-party political system of the left and the right, Dems and Republicans. Okay, and he spake as a dragon. So for the longest he ran this system, of this false left-right paradigm. Okay, which was nothing but an illusion of choice. Okay, so he ran this, left-right, Republican, Democrat, conservative, liberal. And both of them, were trying, both of them had your best interest in mind, were trying to save you from the other party, and, soft-spoken and smooth words and promises. Okay, like the lamb. See, now we're entering into the time of the dragon. Okay, now we're into the time, all right, of the dragon devouring, going back to his nature, all right, a cunning, all right, predator, man. So that's the point, Lord will, you brothers, all right, and you sisters will edify once again. I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Kakwadash, and double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great example to his younger brothers, and peace and blessings, salutation to the whole elect. Shalom.